Gervonta Davis say you need the money.
Shit.
What's going on with you and Gervonta?
If I'm a boxer, he a boxer, you a boxer, we all need the money.
I ain't doing it for free.
Thank you.
What if Gervonta said, hey, I'll come up to 154. I'll come up to 154 while you talking.
Oh man.
You go to you'll fight Gervonta at 154?
I wish him the best. That's all I'm gonna say.
No, when people, what I got from that is he's a hater. If you don't know me as a person, just say you don't like me. You don't know me. You feel me? And I don't give a fuck. Him. If everybody including Will, I mean Will. Fuck.
Question for you. You're a proud father.
They know they're the underdogs. They know AJ hits harder, has more experience, and is the technically superior fighter. But Jake's team also knows that heavyweight boxing is the one place where anything can happen. One shot can change everything. One mistake from AJ could flip the whole fight in seconds. And that is why Jake Paul is preparing like his life depends on it. Because on fight night, there will be no hiding. There will be no excuses. There will be no gimmicks. It will be Jake Paul standing across from one of the most dangerous heavyweights of the modern era. And the world will finally see what happens when Jake Paul steps into real boxing.
Tank said I was a meat lover. He came in, he was like, oh, this guy, you a meat lover.
But Tank would never even think about hesitating to come up to 154.
All right, what about 47 though?
Yes, if he get to pick his opponent. If Tank get to pick his opponent, he would do it. But Tank would never come from 35 to 54.
Y'all got into it on social media around that time. Y'all was doing the back and forth shit. Is that just you being competitive, like when that happens? Or is it like...
I just really don't like that dude.
Why though?
Cause I just don't like him. Like I really don't like him. I don't like.
Just not your cup of tea. That's just not your.
I don't like nothing about him. No, I don't like nothing about him. I just feel like he just one of these little arrogant little dudes that's using what he got to shield him. Like he got a lot of security guards around him, and he he in the limelight and stuff like that. But in certain situations, he wouldn't be acting like that.
Do you like him as a fighter though?
Yeah, he's a damn good fighter.
Yeah,
I respect him as a fighter.
Yeah,
he definitely got skills. He got power. He got tremendous boxing ability, but like his core personality and his ways, nah.
This is far deeper than simple fight talk, and it lands like a warning shot. Crawford made everything brutally clear, and he is not fooled by hype or noise. He sees it all and still refuses to buy any of it. He believes Tank has avoided real danger, and now Crawford has ignited tension across the entire lightweight division. If you thought the bitterness between them was gone, you were wrong. We need to unpack this, because what Crawford revealed and how he delivered it absolutely shook everyone watching.
You said going out on 3 fights. You know the last 2 fights you want to go out on? Yeah, this just the last fight. The last fight you want to go out on. Like, who? Do you have anybody in mind? No, I'm saying no. I don't have no name right now. But I got somebody I want to call out after this fight. You said you got somebody you want to call out after this fight? Yeah. Who is that? I'm not gonna tell you.
Is it Lomachenko?
Who?
Somebody asked Lomachenko.
Turkey said he got your 2 Ferraris ready. What you think about that?
Who?
Turkey said he got your 2 Ferraris ready.
I need 3 now.
Yeah.
Steven Espinoza said Shakur turned down a 1-fight deal to fight you because he wanted a multi-fight deal. What's your thoughts on that?
He's not worth it. He's not worth no multi-fight deal. He's not even worth it.
Cam got to fight somewhere else and prove himself, and then like, you feel me? You know how they got UFC and like the underground shit? You got to fight on the underground shit and then get that.
They gotta go to the G League.
You have an idea?
The first bombshell landed when the host casually repeated Tank's old claim that Crawford needs the money, and you could instantly see Crawford's face tighten like what then he fired back with a truth bomb, saying we all need the money, and I am not doing anything for free. And this was never just about money, because Crawford was exposing the hypocrisy, since if we are talking dollars, Tank is not sitting on the Forbes billionaire list either, and both men are prize fighters chasing legacy and a check. So why was Tank acting like he was above the grind? But the shade kept rolling, because when the interviewer asked Crawford how he felt about Tank jumping to 154 to fight him, Crawford did not blink and simply said, I wish him the best. And that was not encouragement, that was a funeral sentence. And the message was clear, because Crawford is not chasing Tank. And if Tank wants that smoke, he needs to level up fast, since Tank at 154 is a completely different creature. And from Crawford's reaction, it is obvious he does not take that idea seriously.
Gervonta Davis speaking about you. Is that ever a possible fight?
Yeah, if he want to dare to be great, he can be like all the other fighters that's moving up 2 weight classes and, you know, daring to be great.
You would fight him,
man. Tell him to come up there.
He got to come to win 54.
He said I got a glass chin, so tell him to come and touch it.
Ooh. Wow, man. Gervonta said you got a glass.
He said I got a glass chin. Tell him to come and touch it.
At 147?
At 147. I'll make 147 for him.
Ooh, see, oh man.
You're gonna have a pre-camp.
Then what the people gonna say? Oh, he's beating up on little guys.
The man is undefeated for a reason, and he knows his worth, and he is not wasting his prime on fantasy matchups with dudes who barely scraped past Lamont Roach. And now this is where things turn spicy, because Crawford did not only criticize Tank's resume, he broke down his last fight with surgical precision, and when the Roach fight came up, Crawford did not hold back. He brought up the moment Tank took a knee, something that should have counted as a knockdown, and he questioned how that was allowed to slide. On top of that, Crawford called out the strange moment where Tank's team walked up to the apron mid-fight and wiped grease out of his eyes. That is not just suspicious, that is a clear procedural violation, and Crawford made sure everyone watching understood the issue. Even more shocking, Crawford indirectly called out the referee. He pointed out how Steve Willis began the count, then suddenly stopped, almost like someone behind the scenes told him to halt. This did not feel like simple confusion. This felt like something deeper. Then you see he walks to the apron, and a guy steps right up to the ring, and Crawford reacted like, hold on, what is going on? He said he was just as confused as anyone watching, and he kept repeating how crazy it looked. He even mentioned how Steve Willis is a great referee, yet the sequence made no sense at all. Crawford stated plainly that without the knockdown, Tank would not have won. He gave the edge to Lamont Roach, and that is not something you hear often from an elite fighter. But this shows how real Crawford is. He is not playing politics. He is not protecting anyone's image. He is giving the raw truth. According to him, Tank looked overly confident. He did not take Roach seriously, and that pride almost cost him the fight.
Let me ask you this. You can help me out on this. This last fight, Roach and Gervonta. Have you ever seen anything like that?
Right.
I mean, you can't take a knee. That's a knockdown. Whether because I saw Floyd break his hand hitting the guy and took a knee, and they gave Floyd an 8 count. So I'm trying to figure out how Gervonta avoided that. And then I'm trying to figure out how he got his guy come up to the top of the ring and wipe grease out his eyes. They do that now, bud.
I guess that's part of the new, you know what I mean, boxing era.
When you saw that, tell me when you saw this, you saw him take a knee.
Everybody expected Gervonta Davis to steamroll Lamont Roach like it would be another routine payday, a simple highlight reel finish. and one more flashy post-fight moment. But Roach shocked everyone from the opening round as he brought pressure precision and fearless intent that flipped the entire expectation. The fighter labeled an easy tune-up instead pushed Tank into one of the hardest nights of his career. Then came that unforgettable 9th round where Tank dropped to a knee after a sharp right hand and heavy body shot. It was no slip, it was no stumble, it was a deliberate collapse that clearly resembled a knockdown, and it left the entire arena stunned in complete silence that night.
And then you see he go to the apron and this guy come up to the top of the ring. Well, he's like, hold on, what's going on?
I'm just as confused as you. I said, huh? I was just like, oh, that's crazy. And Steve Willis, a great referee.
He is.
And he started counting, then stopped it. Like they said, hey, you better stop counting. Wow. Hey, don't do that again.
And it wasn't just Terence Crawford calling it out. Major boxing voices like Eddie Hearn and Oscar de la Hoya jumped on social media saying the exact same thing. That was a knockdown. No debate at all.
Scorecards. Judge at the ringside. Eric Marlinsky scores it on 115 to 113 in favor of Gervonta Davis. Judges Steve Weisfeld and Glenn Feldman both scored about 114 to 114, even a draw. The decision is a majority draw.
Now here's a twist, because Tank and Roach knew each other from their amateur days in the same DMV region, which means there was history, and Tank believed he had Roach figured. But Crawford made it clear this ain't the amateurs, and in the pros things hit very different. And if Tank thinks he can coast on reputation, then he's walking straight into a rude awakening.
How is this not a knockdown? Tank Davis was just exposed, man. What is going on in the sport of boxing, man? KDB Sports and Entertainment.
I wasn't relying on that. I was relying on what I was doing in there. I think I was taking control. I think I was landing more shots. I think I was landing more power shots. And I thought I was doing my thing. So I'm not really that frustrated about that.
Crawford sparked a wild moment when he exposed how none of the top fighters are facing each other, and he put the whole sport on blast by naming Teofimo Lomachenko Shakur Tank Garcia, and Haney creating a picture of dream fights wasted, and he warned that everything is being strangled by pure boxing politics today.
This is my opinion. Sure. It was a great fight. It was a close fight. Depending on what they do with that decision of taking the knee, depending if the commission reverses the decision, or I think the draw was meant to be. So I like the draw. No, if you take the knee, man, if you take the knee in the 90s or in 2000, you're taking a point off. That's the bottom line. You're taking a point off. I don't know what happened with the referee. Maybe he was a little starstruck. Maybe he was a little, because he loves Tank. He loves New York. He loves the big lights. The referee with the eyes, he's like, a point should be deducted if you take a knee. It's a fact. It's in the rule book, right? The fact that they didn't take it away, then that's where the controversy is, right? It's not, look, did Gervonta get hit? Was he dazed? Who knows? Only he knows. But what I saw, when you take a knee, that's an automatic point. That's just the rule. This is not basketball. This is not, this is not basketball where, wait, hold on, my ankle hurts. Hold on, let me take a timeout. You don't take timeouts in boxing. It just doesn't happen. whether he had something in his eye or not, you have to fight. There's 3 minutes to fight. So if you take a knee, if you go to your corner, I mean, the rules are the rules. And I don't know what New York is gonna settle on, but the rules are the rules.
No, I haven't watched the full fight. One thing that's kind of baffling is that it wasn't a knockdown. I mean, look, he wasn't hurt. There's no doubt about that. But if you take a knee in the fight and you touch down, whilst punches are being thrown, it has to be a knockdown. I've heard some people saying, that, he should be disqualified.
Crawford warned that if the top fighters retire undefeated without testing each other the whole era will carry a heavy stain because champions are supposed to face champions. And he proved his own mindset by saying he will not be the only one walking away with a loss showing real competitive spirit instead of image chasing. So when Tank avoids real threats to guard his zero, Crawford already stands ahead in both mentality and skill, and he expanded his point by throwing subtle shots that revealed deeper doubt about how the sport is being run. And when he addressed the Ryan versus Tank fight and its tough rehydration rule, he explained that while Tank might have been technically correct, the restriction clearly changed how Ryan performed that night in the eyes of many fans.
I think the hardest punch I ever faced. No. And I ain't shitting on him or nothing like that. He can punch. But Jonathan Okendo, he's from Puerto Rico. Bro, he got bricks in his hands, bro. I lie to you not. He punch hard. I ain't gonna lie. He a hard hit, man.
Crawford then dropped a deeper observation, noting how some fighters step on the scale at 130 pounds and rehydrate all the way up to 165 pounds without naming names, but clearly hinting at Tank to make a broader point about modern boxing exploiting loopholes and creating unfair advantages. And he expanded further, saying the entire lightweight division is clogged with fighters playing games instead of facing each other, directly creating bottlenecks that hurt competition and stunt the growth of the sport as a whole.
And Gervonta Tank Davis just been released to the public. We know now, December 14th, Houston, Texas, he's going to be facing a very tough opponent in Lamont Roach. Can you tell us a little bit about the history between them two?
Oh man, they've been knowing each other from the amateurs, silver gloves, everything. They grew up actually together, Roach and him, back and forth battles and whatnot. It's going to be a pretty interesting fight, you know what I'm saying? Because Roach he come to fight. I mean, I think it's a great fight. Everybody talking all that stuff about, why Roach? Because he signed and took the fight, you know what I'm saying? And it's good for the community.
Crawford pointed out that despite so many elite fighters in the division, there are very few real matchups happening because everyone is playing strategically and thinking long-term while fans are left wanting and craving action. He mentioned Saudi Arabia and the huge purses as a way to motivate fighters to finally face each other, and stressed that he is willing to travel, take risks, and make history, but questioned whether Tank will step up and match that same energy.
Tank would never even think about to come up to 154.
What about 47 though?
Yes, if he get to pick his opponent. But Tank would never come from 35 to 54.
Y'all got into it on social media around that time. Is that just you being competitive, like when that happens? Or is it like...
I just really don't like that, dude.
Why though?
Cause I just don't like him. Like, I really don't like him. That's like,
just not your cup of tea. That's just not your...
I don't like nothing about him. I just feel like, he just one of these little arrogant little dudes that's using what he got to shield him. He got a lot of security guards around him, and he's in the limelight and stuff like that. But in certain situations, he wouldn't be acting like that.
Do you like him as a fighter though?
Yeah, he's a damn good fighter.
Yeah,
but like his core personality and his ways.
Crawford highlighted the contrast perfectly, saying while Bud is out here chasing real fights, Tank is stuck chasing exhibition hype, social media drama, and holding on to barely earned wins. The difference is obvious. And then he dropped the line that hit hardest: they all know each other, which might sound innocent, but really makes you think.
I think all of them should fight,
I mean, you got Lopez, Teofimo, you got Lomachenko, you got Shakur, you got Tank, you got Garcia. You got 5 guys. That's a nice little
Devin
Haney, yeah. You got 6 guys. Don't nobody want to fight nobody?
I don't know. I think they all should, be fighting each other.
So what we got going on?
Politics.
Bro, if Shakur and Haney and Tank, if all them leave, if they retire with undefeated records, that's some bull jive. That's some straight up, and you know it too, bud. Ain't no way those guys should have undefeated records. If they're out in their prime and they damn near in the same, no, ain't no way.
Crawford pointed out that the top fighters Tank, Ryan, Devin, and Shakur have all been in the same circles. Since their amateur days, they know each other's styles, they know each other's weaknesses. So the question remains, why aren't they actually fighting?
Ryan Garcia and Tank, they talk about they might fight again, blah, blah, blah. There was a lot made about this rehydration clause. You don't have that. If I'm not mistaken, I don't think you have this in this one. So theoretically, he's supposed to come in at 168. Not in a fight, he might be 180, 185. You cool with that? I had sat down with Oscar, and Oscar said he think the rehydration clause had a lot to do with why Ryan didn't defeat Gervonta. What do you think?
I think two things. I'm gonna say three things. I think Ryan had an injury already previous in training. I think the way he did have an effect on him, because when you see him with Devin, he was totally different.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean, fighters.
How you feel about that fight? Is it even possible at a catch weight?
There ain't no catch weight. You come up to 47.
Not even entertaining a catch weight.
No, I'm not.
He's a champ though too, undefeated.
And what champ? Come on, man, tell me what belt. You know boxing. You forgot Devin Haney is undisputed. Devin Haney got all the belts. He the champ. Nobody else the champ. I'm gonna come up here where the big boys at.
All right,
I'll welcome him.
If we was to fight right now on the streets, I'll break your fucking neck. And that's on my kids. And you know it, I know it, and the whole world know it. And I'm not talking about no fighting in the ring. If me and you was to fight outside, I will break your neck.
Who have Shakur? What have Shakur done? What have he done in the sport? He haven't done nothing. The young one is looking more better than him.
Who that?
The Keyshawn. Keyshawn looking way more better than this. I keep screaming his name. He haven't done nothing. Keyshawn haven't even done nothing.
So what do you say to those who
Y'all
might
keep
be
saying his
afraid?
name for?
So what do you say to those who might be saying that, Tank is afraid of Shakur?
Afraid of what? Afraid of what? Us fighters, if we're afraid of somebody, it gotta be somebody hitting us and hurting us. Like, he don't have no offense. Everything is defense. Defense only winning basketball and football. That shit winning boxing.
Because maybe they know too much, maybe Tank knows who has his number, and maybe that's why he's playing it safe, but Crawford, he's ready for anyone, anytime, anywhere. This interview wasn't just a jab at Gervonta Davis, it was a wake-up call for the whole sport. Crawford reminded us what real champions sound like. He's not ducking, he's not dodging, he's not dressing up wins with PR. He wants the best, he wants the toughest, and he wants it now.
So they know each other so
yeah, they all know each other so well. Shakur, Tank, Ryan, Devin, they all know each other,
So is it hard to fight somebody you know?
No, I'm just saying they all know each other. So they know, how to fight each other, how to beat each other and things like that, because they didn't fought each other so many times.
What do you think about the Devin Haney and the Ryan Garcia fight?
Going up those weight classes to face him, how can you convince fans that he can beat Canelo?
I ain't trying to convince y'all that he can beat Canelo. He's a good fighter. But, bro, I would say smaller fighters are always better than bigger fighters because, they're smaller, they know how to move and things like that. So this guy is great at what he do. He got. And another thing, bro, I don't be wanting to. How these guys is. Then you get hurt against
Madrimov. There you talking about Gamboa. Talking about Gamboa. By Madrimov. Is that what you said?
No, he got clipped by Gamboa, right? Right. How the fuck is he's looking that strong over the past year? these years. He ain't been getting clipped or nothing. So now, That's that snack shit. I'm telling you. Alright, y'all laugh. I'm always.
No, do tell. Open up.
Telling you. And that guy that a part of it, he been caught. He went to jail for it.
Talking about Victor Conti.
He went to jail, right?
Victor Conti.
Yeah. And he the owner of the snack shit, right? And he went to jail for it. Now it's like,
it's all over.
You know, you see Earl, I don't want to throw him under the bus, but you see Earl said some things like that, like about the people in the steroids, but
yeah,
they don't want to say no names, but come on, bro. Like,
Tank, if you're listening, the pressure's on the world's watching, and Crawford, just put your name in bold red letters. You've been called out if you're tired of the fluff fights. If you want Tank to finally step into the ring with a real one like Crawford, smash that like button. Right now, drop your thoughts in the comments. Who wins if these two clash, Crawford or Tank? And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because we're breaking down every jab, every scandal, and every headline in this wild world of Boxing Aisle.